Hello again. I'm Brad Swartzentruber, CEO of Northwest Christian Credit Union. Together, we are all journeying through uncertain times and plowing fresh ground, learning to make adjustments to our everyday lives. Like many of you, I'm now learning to work from home. While sheltering in place is a new experience for most of us, there are those that may remember the isolating experiences of the polio outbreak last century. Learning to cope through that outbreak should serve as a reference point for our present situation, helping us to give context to where we are today. You know, in the Old Testament, the Israelites actually possessed a physical symbol to remember God's help in past troubles. It was called the Ebenezer stone. Following a great battle against the Philistine army, Samuel placed an upright stone, calling it Ebenezer, as a reminder of how the Lord had been faithful. I believe it is important that we remind ourselves how the Lord has been faithful to us as well, especially in the midst of this current crisis. As I think of my own journey here at the credit union, I am reminded of how the world was going to crash with Y2K, but I also remember the Lord was faithful. I remember the tech bubble bursting and the resulting recession. I also remember the Lord was faithful during that time. I am reminded of the tragedy of 9/11 and how vulnerable we all felt. I also remember the Lord is faithful and how we all grew stronger in the midst of uncertainty. I also reminded of the Great Recession and how the Lord helped guide us through. He was indeed faithful. These are just a few of my Ebenezer stones. Perhaps they can serve as reminders for you as well. We all need to use and share reminders of God's faithfulness to us. As we walk through this present battle, God's faithfulness does not mean that things won't be hard or difficult, and even fraught with danger. These trials will be hard and very testing. It is in working together that we collectively learn what it is to be the body of Christ and to become more Christ-like. I want to encourage you today by reminding you that God has indeed been faithful. I am also convinced that God is guiding us and will continue to guide us through our present circumstance. In these days ahead, I am certain we will be able to raise yet another Ebenezer stone to God's faithfulness. Northwest Christian Credit Union is here to serve you through this present circumstance. We desire to play a role in God's faithfulness to you and to be a part of your personal Ebenezer stone. So I thank you, and I pray that you all remain healthy.